We've had to deal with life consequences because of our poor choices and our poor decisions. And we put our back against the wall because of some of the poor mistakes that we've made. And we got to kind of own those. But you know what I realized, Joe? I was allowing things that I had no control over to control me. I used to blame my dad for everything growing up as a kid. I blamed him for my drug use. I blamed him when I skipped school. He was my excuse for everything. And at the end of the day, I had no control over that situation. I'm not going to allow things that I have no control over to control me. I can control how I respond, and I can control what I do going forward. Take ownership. Stop making excuses. You know what our culture lacks right now? We lack the ability to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and forgive me.
Most people go through life as volunteer victims, giving excuses on why they're not pursuing their greatness, giving excuses on why they're not doing the things that they want to do. You've got to begin to monitor your mind, and you've got to begin to literally be proactive in programming yourself to success. You've got to take responsibility to make that happen.
And I've learned my mistakes set me up for future wins because I don't lose in life. I win or I learn. And I may make a mistake, but I own it radically, emphatically. I don't play the blame game. If I was wrong, I claim it and I move forward. Because at the end of the day, man, life's about progress. At the end of the day, I wasn't going to look at my circumstances. At the end of the day, I was going to be present in the moment and absolutely do the best that I could to grow with personal growth and personal development. When I came against things that I didn't agree with, but when I had to realize something at the end of the day, if I can't learn to respect people, how am I ever going to learn to respect my dream? Because if you don't respect that dream, that thing that's inside of you, that thing that if you could do anything in the world, that would be your reality. That thing, if you don't learn to respect people, you're never going to learn to respect that dream. Unless you're willing to actually take the time to invest in that dream, it's never going to become real. It's called respect. The best way I learned to respect myself was respect people. That was the hardest thing I had to deal with. But I developed these 5 habits in my heart and my mind that's changed my life. And these habits that's helped me be 10 years sober. That's helped me be 10 years since I've self-harmed. That's helped me 10 years overcome depression, anxiety, all these issues. I call them the 5, and they're simply this. I learned to be transparent. I learned to be accountable. I learned to work hard. I learned to make good choices, and I had to value people. And I call it the 5, and it's changed my life. Learning to be transparent, accountable, hard work, good choices, and value people. Transparency literally means see-through. Transparency really is this. It's taking off the mask and the fake smiles and acting like you just don't care, but being honest and truthful with somebody in your life, that mentor, those best friends, where you're willing to be transparent and understand that it's okay to make mistakes, but you have to own them. Unless we're willing to be transparent on some of those character defaults that we have, your procrastination, how you treat people. Until I learn to be transparent, people can't help you if they don't know. But we're so afraid to take the steps called accountability. See, accountability isn't you giving people permission to hold you accountable and get you into trouble, because you've already decided there's some areas in your life that you want to change. And you were like, you know what? Truthfully, I know I got a bad attitude. Man, there's an addiction that I've been battling with. Man, I'm struggling. Man, you're so afraid to actually let somebody help hold you accountable and to walk through that with you. And I'm not saying you go out here and talk to any random yahoo in the world. That's not what I'm saying. But we all have those people in our lives that we know care about you. Those are the ones.
Repeat after me, please. Ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help, and don't stop until you get it. See, life is hard, and there are some moments in life when you're going to need some help. I don't care who you are. Many people won't allow themselves to ask for help because of pride, because of ego. No, ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. I'm here because a lot of people believed in me at a time when I was struggling to believe in myself.
So for me, I started being transparent. I took off my mask and being accountable. And then I realized hard work works. You can't get around hard work, y'all. Let's be real, we're lazy, y'all. At the end of the day, you can't get around hard work. Success, it's not that difficult, y'all. The majority of the people don't really want to put in the work and actually go after their dream. We all like to talk about it, but talk is cheap. What you do is what you believe, y'all. And so if you can just begin to take one step, slowly moving towards your dream, I promise you that thing you want to achieve, it's not going to be nearly as difficult as what you think it is. Hard work works, and learning to make good choices in the moment. Listen, you can skip school if you want to, or you don't have to. You can do random acts of kindness, or you can pick on somebody. But I've learned making the right choice. All of us in our heart, we know what we should and we shouldn't be doing. And I said, I'm going to make conscious decisions to make good choices and not bad choices. And all of your dreams and all of your goals, they're right here. They're right now. See, in the moment when everybody else is doing something, I had to slow down and ask myself the question, is this going to help or destroy, build or grow? I don't want to be impulsive in my choices. And then the last one's the toughest one, is one of the most difficult ones that we're facing, and it's learning to value people. When I was growing up, all the way up to when I was 23, I would only value people if I thought you were benefiting me. I could gain something from your relationship, that's when I would value you. Man, that is selfish. But I want to be a person that is intentional and is very thoughtful of adding value to every person I encounter. We all know those people. They walk into the room and you're like, oh, shoot, I don't even want to be in this room with that person. And I bet some of us know sometimes that's you. I don't want to be self-centered. I want to learn to be selfless, because this is what I've learned, y'all. What you give away, you get to keep. How can I do random acts of kindness? Doing random acts of appreciation and kindness, it's like a boomerang, y'all. You throw it and it comes right back around. What you give away, you get to keep, man. I committed in my heart and in my mind, I'm going to be intentional about letting people around me know that they matter. Just being a good person, man. I stopped focusing on all the negative attributes of who I was, and I started focusing on who could I help and who could I pour out to. Over time, I stopped focusing on all the things that I could never change. What you starve will die. What you feed will grow. But when I started not allowing the negative lifestyle, the negative energy, the negative influence, and I took my attention off of my failures and started focusing on how can I continue to work on personal development and helping people. And so I began to work on these 5 areas of my life. Now, these things don't just happen by accident. You have to be intentional. You don't have to, but how bad do you want that best life that you want to live? Because no one's going to care about your future more than you.
Life is very valuable, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to decide to do what you can right now, and don't delay. Ask yourself the question, what I'm doing right now, is it nourishing me? Does it empower me? Is it making me stretch mentally and emotionally and spiritually? You can do better. You should do better. That is your right to do better. And as you begin to do that, you'll begin to see some incredible changes in your life. I understand now when Earl Nightingale said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it.